Skaina Hemanover. And today's practice is about 30 minutes and it's a flowing series with a little bit of strength, a little bit of vinyasas, a little bit of flexibility. I have a very slow, mindful practice and we pick it up in the middle and we get it all in the 30 minutes. So let's get started. All you need is your mat, maybe some water, and we're going to start it in our child's pose. So bringing your head down towards the floor, reaching your arms up as far as you can. Relax the back of the head. Taking deep breaths, breathing in and out through the nose. Relax the shoulders and then slowly reach your arms up as far as you can. Reach so much so that the elbows come up off the floor. Getting a stretch to the shoulders and down the spine. And exhale, relax. We're going to walk our hands over to the right. Both arms reaching over as far as you can to the right. Opening up space down the left side from the left shoulder to the left hip. Relax the back of the head. And exhale, relax the arms. We're going to walk them back to the center and over to the other side. Both arms reaching over to the left. Creating space down the right side. Maybe the hips even shift a little bit to the right to get as much space as you can down that right side. Keep the head relaxed, the shoulders relaxed. Taking those deep breaths. And exhale as you relax the arms, walking them back to the center. And take a few moments, taking those deep breaths. We're going to move to our hands and our knees. So from your child's pose, slowly come up to your hands and your knees on an inhale. Coming up to your hands and knees. Setting up into your tabletop. Wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and let's round into cat pose. Arch your back, tuck your tailbone under, let your head hang. We're going to move into cow pose, belly sags to the floor, sit bones lift, gaze comes forward. Going back to that cat pose, rounding your back up, belly buttons pulled in towards the spine. If you want, you can exaggerate this pose a little bit more, coming up to the tips of the fingers. Relax the back of the head. One more time back to your cow pose. Release the belly to the floor, tailbone tilts up, gaze comes forward. Then we're going to gently move to a neutral spine, somewhere in between those two poses. And extend your right leg long behind. Looking straight down at the floor, head is in line with your neck and spine when you're ready. The opposite arm reaches forward as if you're going to shake somebody's hand, looking straight down at the floor and extending in opposite directions. Taking those deep breaths. And then slowly taking just your left hand to the floor. You're going to open up. Slowly bring that right hand up off the floor. Reach the right hand slowly up towards the ceiling. Stack the shoulders, stack the hips. Find a focal point, deep breaths. And then bring the hand all the way back down to the mat. Square the hips to the floor. We're going to step that back leg up. Slowly stepping that foot up. And coming into a lunge position. If you want, you can scooch those toes forward. When you're ready, hands come to the thigh, heart center, or all the way up. Relax the shoulders down the spine, belly's pulled in. You can look straight ahead, you can look up, you can have a little lean back. And exhale, hands to the mat. Gonna slowly tuck those back toes. Bring that back knee up. And we're gonna step it back to our plank pose. And slowly into your down dog. Lift the hips. Relax the head, relax the neck. Taking those deep breaths. And then slowly shifting into plank pose. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. Exhale as you lower down, hover, or take your knees, chin, chest to the floor. Taps the feet on the floor, inhale into your cobra pose. Exhale as you lower. Gently pushing to hands and knees or plank. And we're going to bring those knees to the floor if you're in your plank pose. We're coming back to hands and knees. So sitting back up into that tabletop. And we're going to extend the left leg long behind. When you're ready, opposite right arm reaching forward. Holding here. Belly's pulled in. And then slowly we're taking just that extended hand down to the floor. Right hand to the floor. Open up the hips. Slowly that left arm's going to reach up. Find your focal point. Open the chest, open the hips. Still taking deep breaths. Belly's pulled in. Use that core to keep you balanced. We're going to take that hand all the way back to the mat. Square the hips to the floor, and we're going to step that back leg up, moving into that low lunge. You can scooch those toes forward if you'd like. When you're ready, hands come off the floor, going to the thigh, heart center, or all the way up. If you need a little bit more support, keep them on the thigh. Keep the long, straight spine, belly's pulled in, chest lifted. Deep breaths. And exhale, hands to the mat. Tucking those back toes. Back knee comes up, we're going to step it back to our plank pose. And back to your down dog. Exhaling. And you can pedal the feet here. If you need to get stretched out, go back and forth. Pedaling the feet, tummy's pulled in, fingers spread wide. Palms are flat on the mat. Tailbone sloping up. We're going to shift into plank pose, shoulders over your wrists. Exhale as you lower, elbows in. Inhale into that cobra pose, taps the feet on the floor. Deep breath in. Exhale as you lower. Slowly pushing the hands and knees, or plank pose. And back to your down dog. Taking a few deep breaths. And gently lifting just your right leg into the air. Extend it long, reach it back. We're going to open up that right hip. So see if you can roll that right hip open. Tummy's still pulled in and extending through that leg that's still on the floor. The back leg, that left leg, see if you can straighten it a little bit more. Maybe that heel drops a little bit closer to the floor. And then gently bring the right leg back to the floor. We're going to switch sides, bringing the left leg up. Then open up that hip. Roll that left hip open. You can even look underneath the left shoulder. Tummy's pulled in. We're extending through that leg that's on the floor. Don't forget about that right leg. Push out the back of the right knee. Maybe the right heel comes closer to the floor. On the exhale, let's take that left leg back to the floor. And looking up at your hands, walk or step your feet all the way up to the top of the mat. We're going to hang out here in our standing forward fold. Relax the head, relax the neck. If you want to get off the arms, you can roll up the wrists. I like to sway side to side. Taking deep breaths. And if you want here, your hands don't have to touch the floor. You can bring them to the crooks of the elbows. You can have a bend in the knees. You can have a generous bend in the knees. Whatever's comfortable for you. Getting some space down the spine. Still taking those deep breaths. And from here, we're going to pull the belly in, soften the knees, and roll on up. Slowly coming all the way up. And roll the shoulders up and back. Big circles all the way around. Bringing the feet together as close as comfortable for you, standing at the top of the mat. You're going to inhale, take the arms straight up. Deep breath in, exhale, little lean back. Inhale, reach up towards the ceiling in. We're going to take that leg all the way forward, forward, and then into the floor. Bring all the way down, standing forward, fold again. Relax your head, relax your neck. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Straightening the spine. Exhale, hands to the mat. Walk, step, or lightly hop to plank. Exhale as you lower, elbows in. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Taps the feet on the floor, roll the shoulders back, elbows down and back. And going back to your down dog, exhaling. You can rest in down dog or your child's pose. Taking those deep breaths. And from here, let's lift that right leg up into the air again. Extend it long, reach it back. This time, see if you can keep that hip closed. And we're gonna flex the foot, point the toes to the floor as if you're gonna kick a hole through the back of the room. Tummy's pulled in, hips are pointed straight down. We're gonna look up at the hand, step a big step up with that right foot all the way up by your right hand. Hold it here. Let the hips sink low so that back heel is still off the floor. The leg is straight, hips are sinking low. Coming into our high lunge, when you're ready, hands can come to the thigh, heart center, or all the way up. Relax the shoulders down, find your focal point. Deep breaths. If you want to add that lean back, go right ahead. Exhale, bring your hands all the way back to the mat. We're going to step that right foot back to our plank pose. Exhale as you lower down, hover, or take your knees, chin, chest to the floor. Inhale, cobra, up dog. And exhaling back to your down dog. Deep breaths. We're going to go to that other side, lifting the left leg into the air. Try not to roll the hip open though. We're going to keep that hip down. Then flex the foot. So we're flexing the foot, pushing out the heel. Tummy's pulled in. Deep breaths. We're going to look up at the hands. And step that left leg, left foot all the way up by your left hand. Hold it here for a moment. Allow the body to sink in, opening up the hips, stretching out that back leg. Back right heel is off the floor. When you're ready, we're going to that high lunge. Hands can come to the thigh, heart center, or all the way up. If you need more support, bring them to your thigh. Taking those deep breaths. You can have that lean back if you'd like. And exhale, hands to the mat. We're going to step that front foot back to plank. And exhale as you lower. Inhale into your cobra or up dog. And all the way back to your resting pose. You can rest in down dog or child's pose. Deep breaths. And from here, this time, we're going to walk our hands all the way back towards our feet. Coming to the back of the mat. And once again, standing forward, fold back of the mat. Relax the head, relax the neck. And I'll have you bend the knees. Give a good generous bend to the legs so that your stomach and your chest are connected to the thighs. Keep your stomach and your chest connected to the thighs. I like to wrap my arms around my legs so that I can keep them there without cheating here. Relax the back of the head. And you're only going to straighten your legs as much as you can keep your stomach and your chest connected to your thighs. So you should be staring right at your knees, maybe the space between the calves, taking those deep breaths. Belly's pulled in. Target is reaching down towards your feet. And then we're going to slowly bend the legs. Relax the arms. You can wobble the legs out if you'd like. And looking back up to the top of the mat. Flat back, inhale, lengthen. Look up at that top of the mat. We're going to go all the way back out to our plank pose. So tummy's pulled in. Walk your hands all the way back out. Coming into your side plank next. So have you take that right hand to the center. Your right knee can come to the floor. Left arm's going to reach up. Stack the shoulders, stack the hips. Deep breaths. If you want, you can add that top leg. We're going to hold it here for 5, 4, still breathing, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back down, center plank. We got the other side. Going to the other side slowly. Left hand to the center. Weight goes into that left hand. Left knee can come down. Stack the shoulders, stack the hips. If you want, you can add that top leg for 5, 4, keep breathing, 3, 2, and 1. Back down to center plank. Exhale as you lower down, hover, or take your knees, chin, chest to the floor. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhaling all the way back to your down dog or your child's pose. Deep breaths. And from your down dog, look up at the hands. We're going to walk our feet all the way up to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, standing forward fold. Relax the head and the neck. From here, you bring your feet together. We're going to bend the knees, lower this, coming into our toe balance. Bringing the heels up off the floor. When you're ready, bring your hands up off the floor. Tummy's pulled in. Relax the shoulders. Balancing on the balls of the feet. Keep your tummy pulled in. We're going to have a little twist here. Taking the right elbow to the left knee. So you can hook the elbow on the knee. Twisting, looking up over the shoulder. Deep breaths. And inhale to center. Other side. Left elbow, right knee. Squeeze the knees together. Try not to let them separate. Tummy's pulled in. Deep breaths. And then slowly coming back to the center. And gently bring the hands to the floor. We're going to go back to our standing forward fold. Head down, hips up. Taking those deep breaths. And inhale, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, hands to the floor, walk, step, or lightly hop to plank. Exhale as you lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhaling back to your down dog. Lifting the right leg into the air, extend it long, reach it back, look up at your hands, step that right foot up. We're going into warrior one, back foot pivots down. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to the mat. We're going to be moving a little bit faster. Step that right foot back, plank pose. Exhale as you lower, elbows in. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhaling back to down dog. Other side, lift the left leg in there, reach it back, step it all the way up. Left foot by left hand. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bring it right back down. Step it back to plank. Exhale as you lower, elbows in. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhaling all the way back to your resting pose. Down dog or child's pose, deep breaths. Going back to that right leg lift, lifting it all the way up, stepping it all the way up again, moving into your warrior two. Now the back foot's going to pivot down. We're going to pivot the hands all the way around and up, sinking in. So now the hips are parallel to the long side of the mat. Belly full and chest lifted, sink into that front leg. Relax the shoulders. Taking reverse warrior, right arm up, open it up. Try to be light with those fingers on that back leg. Inhale back to warrior two. And exhale into your side angle or that extended side angle. Sinking in, ease into it. Reach that top left arm up and over. Chest is open, deep breaths. And turning to look at the floor, left hand down. Right hand to the outside of the right foot. We're stepping it all the way back to plank pose. Hold it here. And exhale as you lower. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And all the way back to your resting pose. Down dog or child's pose. Deep breaths. You got that left leg lifted up in the air, extend it long, reach it back, look up at your hands, step it all the way up, warrior two. Think of where you're going. Back foot down, pingle the arms all the way up and around. Sinking in. Deep breaths. Relax the shoulders. Bending into that front leg. We're going to take reverse warrior. Left arm up, open it up. Be light with those right fingertips. Looking up at the left hand, deep breaths. Keep a bend in that left leg. Inhale, warrior two. And exhale, side angle or extended side angle. Open the chest, deep breaths. Turn to look at the floor. Right hand down, Left hand to the outside of the left foot. Back heel comes up, we're stepping it back to plank. Hold it here. Mindfully lower down, don't just flop down. You can take those knees down first if you need to. Inhale, cobra or up dog. And exhaling back to your resting pose. Down dog or child's pose. Deep breaths. And then slowly we're gonna come to our knees. Setting up for our dolphin pose. Bring your elbows to the floor. We're going to check to make sure those elbows are forearm distance apart, so you want them right underneath the shoulders. And moving into the Sphinx position with your hands. Palms flat down, forearms are parallel. When you're ready, tuck your toes. Relax the head. The head's free and clear of the floor. Tummy's pulled in. And just like you do in down dog, if you want, you could pedal the feet here. Taking those deep breaths still. And then slowly walk those toes in a little bit. From here, we're going to lift just the right leg into the air. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that right leg down. Let's switch sides. Left leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back down. We're going to walk our feet all the way up to the back of the mat, coming into a dolphin plank, forearm plank. Holding here for 10. Belly's pulled in. 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the knees down, bring the stomach down. Come all the way down on your stomach, laying on your left ear. Arms down by your sides, relax them down, palms facing up, and release the shoulders into the floor. Taking those deep breaths still. Noticing the rise and fall of the chest as it pushes into your mat. On the next inhale, you're going to bring your head center, bring your chin to the floor, arms out wide. And you're going to take the feet out wide. Feet are mat width or wider, and on the inhale, you're going to bring your head and your chest up, shoulders down and back. Bring the legs up off the floor, point the toes, straighten the knees. You can look straight down or slightly forward towards the top of the mat, holding here. Deep breaths. And on the exhale, you're going to lower back down to the mat, resting on your right ear, arms down by your sides, palms facing up, relaxing into the mat. Take those deep breaths. We're going to do one more pose for our back and our chest and shoulders. Center your head on the inhale, bring your feet back together. Tops of feet on the floor still. Reach your hands behind you. Try to interlace the fingers behind you. Knuckles pointed towards your feet. And on the inhale, you're going to bring your head and your chest up. Reach the knuckles towards the feet. See if you can bring your hands up off your back. If you want, you can add the feet. Hold in here. Open the chest. Still taking those deep breaths. That nice chest opening. Strengthening the muscles down the spine. Still breathing. On the exhale, you're going to come all the way down. Unlace the fingers. This time, let's take our hands all the way up to the top of the mat. Resting your forehead on your forearms in your crocodile pose. And take those deep breaths still. On your next inhale, we're going to bring the head up. Place your hands underneath your shoulders and slowly push to your hands and knees. Inhaling. Walk your knees underneath you. Coming back to our tabletop. We're going to round our back, tuck your tailbone under, let your head hang. Keep this nice rounded spine and slowly sit back to your child's pose. Once you get your hips towards your heels, relax in your normal child's pose. Taking those deep breaths. And then we're going to slowly come back up to our hands and knees. We're going to move into our camel pose. So coming up onto our knees and tucking the toes. You can modify your camel pose by just bringing your hands to your low back, helping support your back and leaning back. If you want to go into your full camel pose, reach one hand at a time. Back to those heels. Push the hips forward. Try to keep the hips over the knees. And let your head hang back. On the inhale, you're going to come back up. We're going to go back to our hands and knees. Slowly reversing the direction of the spine. Untuck those toes if those toes were tucked and round into your cat pose. Arch your back, tuck your tailbone under, let your head hang. And then slowly move to your neutral spine. We're going to come to a seated position so you can bring your legs to the same side of the mat or cross them behind you and sit all the way back. Extend the legs out. Toes up, knees up, inhale, arms up. And exhale with that long spine coming forward into your seated forward fold. Relax the head, relax the neck. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Bring your hands to wherever they fall to. On the feet, the ankles, maybe they're at the shins or the mat. Just relax the shoulders down. Relax the hands down. The crown of your head is pointed towards your feet. Pulling up out of the low back. As if you're going to hinge from the hips. And lay the stomach and the chest on the thighs, and the crown of your head reaches all the way to those toes. On the inhale, you're going to slowly come on up. Sitting all the way up. We're going to move to our boat pose. Let's scooch to the center of the mat. Sitting up tall, hanging onto the backs of the thighs. With your hands, roll the shoulders back, long spine, chest is lifted, tiptoe the feet back. So that you're balancing on your sit bones. When you're ready, you're going to bring the feet up. Long spine. You can have your legs bent or straight. You can hang on or let go. Holding here for 5, 4, keep breathing, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those feet to the floor. Let's take your knees out to the side. And then on your next inhale, sitting straight up. Deep breath in. On the exhale, drop your chin to the chest and round down, bringing your head down towards your feet. Elbows can be in next to the body or they can be out towards the legs. See if you can open up those hips a little bit more. Maybe those knees come a little closer to the floor. Your tummy's pulled in, supporting your spine. And inhales, you slowly roll on up. We're going to slide those feet out just a little bit. So now they're more in a diamond shape. Sitting up tall, and instead of rounding this time we're going to come forward with a straight spine. So as if your chest was going to hit the floor and your chin go way past your feet, slowly coming forward. When you get to the point where you can't go any further without rounding, that's where you can extend the back of the head. Taking those deep breaths. Arms can also go underneath the legs. So if you want, you can bring them underneath the ankles, underneath the calves. And slowly relaxing down. Inhales, you slowly tip on up. Bring your hands out from underneath the legs if they're underneath your legs. Just take your hands underneath your knees and scoop those knees back together. Relax the shoulders. And from here, make sure you're at the center of the mat. I'm going to roll down. Slowly rolling down. You can hang on or let go. All the way down onto the mat. Relax the head down. When you get all the way down, bring the thighs into your chest. Taking the feet up off the floor, wrapping your arms around the shins or the backs of the thighs. You can rock side to side if you'd like. On your next inhale, bring your head up to your knees, knees to your head, curl yourself into a little ball. Give yourself a big hug as you squeeze everything in. Exhale as you bring your head back to the mat. We're going to go into happy baby pose. Soles of the feet come up towards the ceiling, grabbing the big toes to the sides of the feet. Take the knees out wide. The knees go out wider than the torso. The feet go out wide so that the ankles are maybe over the knees. And you can use the weight of the arms to pull down on your feet, or actively use your biceps to pull down as if you're going to get those knees to touch on each side of the body. Sometimes I like to rock side to side to see how far my knees are from the floor. Pulling down, tummy's pulled in, you're looking straight up. See if you can push the low back into the floor. A lot of times you bring the legs up and the whole back end comes up. So you're going to align the spine into the mat. Keep your tummy pulled in. And then slowly bring the soles of the feet together. We did this pose sitting up. We're going to take a reclined cobbler's pose. And with an inhale, bring your head up to your feet. Feet to your head. Maybe touch those toes to your forehead. Maybe top of the head or back of the head. And exhale as you slowly return your head back to the floor. Slide your hands up to your knees. Guide those knees together. Gently let go of the legs. Bring your feet to the floor. Knees are bent towards the ceiling. We're going to take those arms out wide. Palms facing up. As you exhale, slowly tip your legs to the right. Rolling onto that right hip. If you want, you can turn to look at the left hand. So you can relax into it. Taking those deep breaths. Slowly easing into your twist. On the inhale, bring the knees up, head center. And exhale as you gently tip to the other side. And if you want, you can turn to look back in the opposite direction. Still taking deep breaths. See if you can soften your belly into your twist. And inhale as you bring your knees up, head center. And gently extend the legs all the way out. Moving into your full body stretch, reach your fingers and toes in opposite directions. Spread the fingers wide, point the toes, stretch as long as you can. And exhale as you relax your arms, relax your legs. Bringing your hands down by your sides, palms facing up, setting up for your Savasana. Let your feet flop out to the side. Maybe tuck your shoulder blades underneath you slightly. And going back to that shallow breathing. Subtle breath. Allowing the body to feel heavy. Let the limbs feel heavy, sinking into the mat. See if you can notice the tingling in the fingers and the toes, all the energy running through the body, the blood flowing through the body. Just allow the body to completely absorb everything you've just done. All the movement, the stretching, the strength, the balance. And when you're ready, rolling onto either side. And slowly pushing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Slowly coming up. Taking a moment for yourself. Some time to gather your thoughts. Maybe say a prayer silently to yourself or set your intention for the rest of your day. Maybe take a deep breath in. Slowly exhale. Bring your hands to your heart center. Namaste. Thank you for joining me in my yoga practice today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a good day. Namaste.